everyone! Before I begin, quick question. How many of you here love reading books? Hands up. One or two? Okay. Now, how many of you would rather scroll TikTok or binge YouTube than opening a book? Be honest, it's okay. I feel you. Because, let's be real, when people say go read a book, the first thing that pops out in our head is usually boring. We imagine thick novels, tiny fonts, and our brain melting after third page, right? But today, I want to change that mindset because reading is not the problem. You know what the real problem is? You haven't made the right book yet. Let me explain. Reading is not about forcing yourself to read some dusty books from 1962 with 14 chapters on cow farming. Reading can be fun, wild, exciting, juicy, and yes, sometimes even addictive. Think of it like this. Books are like people. Some click with you, some don't. Some are dramatic, some are funny, some are deep. You just gotta find your type. I still remember the first book that hooked me. I didn't choose it. It fell off the shelf in the library. I picked it up, read the first sentence, and suddenly, boom, I couldn't stop. I read until 3 a.m. I forgot to eat. I even ignored my phone. Yes, me, ignoring my phone. That's how you know the book was good. That's what a powerful story can do. It pulls you in like a black hole of imagination. And when that happens, you're no longer just reading. You're living that story. Reading also does something super cool. It works out your brain. Like a dream, but for your mind. The more you read, the faster you think. You speak better, you write smoother, you start to understand things more deeply, even people. You get ideas, creativity, confidence, like suddenly you're that friend in the group who always have the best comebacks. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but I don't have time. Oh, I don't like serious stuff. I get sleepy after 2 pages. Listen here. Reading doesn't have to mean textbook. It can be comics, horror stories, love stories, mystery novels, self-help books, even webtoons, okay? Yes, that counts too. What matters is that you're training your brain to imagine, to focus, to feel. And if you say, reading makes me sleepy, then maybe you're reading in bed at midnight with one eye closed. Try finding a book you enjoy and read it when your brain's awake. Still not convinced? Let me drop some facts real quick. Did you know Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day? Elon Musk taught himself rocket science from books. Oprah Winfrey said books literally saved her life. These are successful people, not because they're lucky, but because they read. Reading isn't just about being smart, it's about feeding your mind. It's about growing when no one's watching. And guess what? That's the kind of power no one can take from you. So let me challenge you right now. Yes, you sitting there. Pick one book this month, just one. Let it be funny, scary, romantic, dramatic, or anything you want. Read it for 10 minutes a day. That's shorter than one episode of Korean drama. And if you don't like the book, don't give up. Just pick another because it's not that you hate reading. You just haven't found your match yet. Your book soulmate is out there waiting, okay? So, before I end, I want to say this. Reading isn't about being perfect. It's not about finishing 30 books a year. It's about being curious, about growing, slowly but surely. It's about opening your heart to new ideas, new emotions, and new adventures. They say a reader today is a leader tomorrow. And that's not just a cute quote, it's the truth. Because when you read, you lead yourself. You learn to think of yourself. You become someone who doesn't just follow trends, you start creating them. So don't wait until next time or next year. Start now. Find a book, find your spark, and who knows, maybe the next time someone asks, who the most inspiring person in this room? The answer might just be you. Thank you everyone and happy reading!
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Putri Nur Farvi Adilha Adnan binti Abdullah. Magic card number 3242002201. Today, I want to share a book that really made me think not just about the book itself, but about myself, the people around me, and how we all sometimes carry things that no one else can see. The title of the book is You Will Never Walk Alone. At first, I thought it was just going to be another motivational book with cliché advice and positive quotes. But after reading it, I realized it is not like that at all. This book is quiet, gentle, and very real. It talks about things that many of us go through, but don't always have the words to explain. The book focuses on mental health and emotional struggles. It covers topics like stress, sadness, anxiety, and how we sometimes feel overwhelmed, even when things look fine on the outside. As teenagers, I think these are things we experience more often than we admit. We face pressure from school, family expectations, social media, friendships, and sometimes all of that becomes too much. But we don't talk about it. We just keep going, pretending everything's okay, because that is what we are used to do. What I appreciate about this book is that it doesn't force you to be positive. It doesn't say, be happy, or just think positive thoughts. Instead, it accepts the fact that sometimes we feel down, and that's okay. Sometimes we feel like we're stuck, or that no one really understands what we are going through, and that is okay too. The book gives space for those feelings, and it reminds us that those emotions are real and valid. While I was reading, there were so many lines that felt like they were written exactly for what I've been through or what I've seen others go through. Like when the book described how people can look perfectly fine on the outside, laughing, talking, doing their normal routines, but inside they are tired or hurting. I think many of us can relate to that. We wear a mask so often that we get used to hiding how we really feel. And sometimes we even forget how to be honest with ourselves. The book helped me realize that being emotionally tired is not something to be ashamed of. We are not robots. We feel things, and ignoring those feelings doesn't make them go away. It just makes them heavier over time. I used to think that if I admitted I was struggling, people would think I was weak or dramatic. But this book shows that recognizing your emotions is actually a form of strength. It is the first step towards understanding yourself better. Another thing I like is how the book is written. It doesn't sound like a lecture. It is not trying to fix you or give you some magic answer. Instead, it is more like a quiet conversation with someone who gets it, someone who's been through their own struggles and just wants to share what they have learned. The language is simple and easy to understand. There is no complex psychology or confusing advice, just honest reflections that make you pause and think. The title, You Will Never Walk Alone, might sound dramatic at first, but when you finish the book, it actually makes sense. It is a reminder that we are not as alone as we think. Sometimes we push people away because we think that they will not understand, they won't understand, or we stay silent because we are scared of being judged. But the truth is, so many people are silently struggling too. And when we open up, even just a little, we often realize that we are not the only ones feeling this way. Reading this book also made me more aware of the people around me. I started paying more attention to my friends, classmates, even my family. Just because someone looks okay doesn't mean they are. Just because someone is quiet doesn't mean they have nothing to say. Sometimes all it takes is a little kindness or a simple question like, "Are you okay?" to make a big difference. So, would I recommend this book? Of course. Yes, absolutely, especially to students our age. It is not a long book, and it is not difficult to read, but it has a way of making you pause and reflect. It doesn't try to entertain you with drama or a complicated story. It just makes you feel understood. And honestly, I think that is what many of us need. Not someone to solve our problems, but someone to remind us that what we feel matters. In the end, You Will Never Walk Alone isn't a loud book. It is quiet, gentle, and soft, but it stays with you. It makes you see yourself and others with more empathy, and it reminds you that even when life feels overwhelming, you are never completely alone. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Raja Nurabiatul Natasha binti Raja Azlan. My metric number 324-200-3721. Today we have come to the end of our journey with a very powerful self-help book, You Will Never Walk Alone. Some might say it's just a book, but for those who really connected with it, it's more than that. It's a hand to hold, a voice that understands, a light in a dark tunnel. And in a world where so many of us struggle quietly, a book like this is a reminder that we will never walk alone. And we are never truly alone. The book talks about things we rarely say out loud. Feeling lost, feeling like you're not good enough, feeling like no one really sees what you have going through. And maybe some of us in this room have felt that way too. Maybe you have smiled through days that hurt. Maybe you scroll through TikTok wondering if you're the only one struggling. But you will never walk alone. Tell us you're not alone, you're never the only one, and your feelings are real and valid. This book doesn't try to fix you. Instead, it says, I get it, and I'm here with you. And that simple message, being understood, can change everything. One of the most meaningful lessons from the book is healing isn't about pretending to be okay. It's about learning to be kind to yourself even when you're not. In school, we have taught how to get good grades, how to speak confidently, how to plan for the future, but no one really teaches us how to handle heartbreak, failure, loneliness, or anxiety. That's why books like You Never Walk Alone are important for us. They fill in the emotional gaps. They show us how to survive the hard days, how to believe in ourselves even when everything feels heavy. They remind us that it's okay to not be okay, and asking for help is not weakness but strength. So here's the thing. If what I say could make you feel seen, and it could remind you of your worth, and it could help you breathe a little lighter, imagine what if you read the book itself. Reading is not just for exam or schoolwork. It's a lifeline. It's a way to grow your heart and your mind. It's a quiet reminder that somewhere, someone understands you. And trust me, in this loud, chaotic world, books can be a quiet place to heal, think, and hope again. Maybe some of us here are going through a tough time, feeling like no one's get us, feeling like no one understands us, not even your family, not even your friends, and not even yourself. But struggling with things we never thought about. This book will be your reminder that you matter, you are not forgotten, and no matter how hard it gets, you will never walk alone. Whether it's through a friend, a teacher, a stranger, or even the page of a book. There is always hope, always helps that you need, and always light. So today, close the book, but don't close your heart. Carry its message with you. Be that kind voice for others, and keep reading. Not just with your eyes, but with your heart and your mind. Because you are never, ever truly walking alone. Thank you.